Mornings can be pretty damn chaotic. As soon as the alarm goes off, it is just rush, 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 and then out the door. But I can tell you now, dedicating just 5 minutes, I can show you just how powerful this can be to just change the whole dynamic of your day, maybe even your week, by just doing a very simple meditation. I've actually made this very simple for the specific reason of it being in the morning. Using it before work, being able to use this when things are hectic. Maybe you've got kids, maybe it's just a very stressful job, you're working lots of hours. You can still use a very simple technique like this. All you need to do is just find a place where you can get comfortable. For me, I use the living room just out here, and I use something just like this. I have it right here. I have this bag. It's just a comfortable small beanbag that I can sit on. And all that I do is that I do this technique, which I actually learned from my cat and my dog years ago, was they were always stretching. Every single time before they go to sleep, during their sleeping, after they sleep, they'd always have this huge stretch and a big yawn. And I started to actually implement that myself. Now, I'm not actually going to do a stretch because I will literally start yawning. But all I do is once I have found a place that I'm not going to get distracted, I've just got a little bit of peace for a couple of minutes, sit on my little beanbag and I do a big stretch. I just stretch my arms out, stretch my legs out, and I tension my whole body. And then I just release. And what actually happens is I actually start to yawn. It just programs my body to just say, I'm now going to get relaxed. I'm now going to get myself into a nice, comfortable spot. Once we're comfortable, it is a simple breathing technique. All I am interested in is relaxing three things: my mind, my emotions, and my physical body. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm getting into a very nice, comfortable, relaxed state. So what I do is I just use my normal breathing. I'm not counting any seconds while I'm breathing in or breathing out or while I'm holding my breath. I'm just doing my normal breathing, bringing awareness to my breath. So you just sit down, get comfortable, close your eyes, and just bring awareness to your normal, natural breathing rhythm. Once you're there, all you are doing then is focusing on your exhale. So when you're naturally breathing, consciously bring awareness to your exhale. All you're wanting to do is breathe out all of your stress, any tension. If you're uncomfortable, whatever it is, just breathe all of that stuff out with your exhale. So breathing in, and then when you breathe out, just visualize and feel all that tension coming out of your body. And this is what you're going to sit with for just a minute or two, for as long as you can feel yourself getting comfortable. You don't want to do it for a specific amount of reps. You do it until you feel comfortable. That is the main point. As soon as you start to feel relaxed, feel that tension coming out, then it's working. Just that technique is a very simple technique that you can use at any time. But it's a really great way to just get your mind, your emotions, and your physical body just very relaxed in a very quick, almost a few seconds. Once you are relaxed, now the heart of the whole meditation comes in. And it's to do with a simple visualization technique. And the technique goes, visualize who you are wanting to be throughout the whole day. So for me at my job, I'm a landscaper. So I work outside and it's winter right now. It's been really, really rainy, really cold. And we're out there doing out in the gardens, whatever it is, and it'll be pouring with rain. And I've had a few days where I had multiple days in a row where literally all of us were just out in our wet weather gears and it was just cold, miserable, rainy, and it just wasn't comfortable. And I started to feel myself just slowly getting a bit drained. The mornings were getting harder, staying positive, staying staying in a good state of mind was just starting to become quite difficult. And I actually had a performance review the other week, and my boss said that I was actually a very, very positive person. And it actually a lot of it comes down to this type of meditation, because what I started to do was I would visualize myself in those tough times. I would visualize being in my wet weather gears with it pouring with rain, it cold, and I still had a smile on my face. I was still getting the work done, and I was still cracking jokes or still being a positive, energetic person, even when I was getting extremely tested by the weather. This type of visualization is so powerful. You can use it for anything. As wherever your mind takes you is literally the limits to this visualization. But visualize who you want to be in that day, or the next coming days, or that week. And then the secret is, once you have really visualized what you look like, what it feels like to be that person, once you have woken up, you've opened your eyes and you're starting to get into the car and go off to work, that visualization, that feeling that you created is your reference for that whole day. Remember what it felt like. Remember what it looked like in that visualization. And so when you're off at work, like for me, for example, when it's pouring with rain, I remembered that I can actually create the look and the feeling of the person that's getting through that situation. And I can tell you now, I've actually surprised myself quite a lot of times just using a simple 5-minute meditation that can get me through some pretty uncomfortable times. And you just refer back to what it really felt like to be that person that you wanted to be. I hope this helped. If you like this video, please hit the like and the subscribe button, because there's going to be a lot more coming your way.